Could it really happen? Could the greatest player of his generation, Sidney Crosby, ever truly don the iconic CH, turning a hockey fan's wildest fantasy into improbable, earth-shattering reality? For years, the very notion felt like sacrilege, a whispered dream too audacious to speak aloud. But now, the whispers have grown louder, echoing from the most credible voices in the game, suggesting that the impossible might just be, well, not impossible. We're talking about Sidney Crosby, folks, the captain of the Pittsburgh Penguins, a three-time Stanley Cup champion, a living legend who has spent his entire illustrious career painting masterpieces on the ice in black and gold. His future, as he enters the twilight of an unparalleled career, is suddenly the most captivating storyline in hockey. And at the heart of the swirling speculation, a beacon of hope for Canadiens fans has emerged, courtesy of none other than Sportsnet's Elliotte Friedman. Friedman, a man whose insights often feel like gospel, has acknowledged the unthinkable, a potential transfer to the Montreal Canadiens. He didn't just float the idea. He gave it weight, gravitas, and a tantalizing caveat. The decision, he emphasized, would rest entirely with Crosby himself. Speaking on the La Poche Bluey podcast, Friedman laid out his honest assessment, revealing the singular condition that would need to be met for this fantastical speculation to morph into a tangible possibility. "I know the Montreal speculation has exploded," Friedman stated. "I don't think it's impossible. If he agreed to be traded, I think Montreal would be on a very short list of teams he'd be willing to consider." Let that sink in for a moment. A short list, the Montreal Canadiens, among a handful of teams that Sidney Crosby would consider if he ever decided to leave Pittsburgh. It's a statement that has sent shockwaves through the hockey world and ignited a fervent, almost desperate hope among the faithful in Quebec. The power, as Friedman rightly pointed out, lies squarely with Crosby. He possesses a full no-movement clause in his contract, a golden shield that protects him from any unwanted relocation. This isn't a situation where the Penguins can simply decide to move their captain. No. For this dream to even begin to materialize, Crosby would have to initiate it. He would have to look at the only franchise he's ever known, the city he's called home for 2 decades, and decide that his quest for another Stanley Cup lies elsewhere. That's a monumental ask, an emotional Everest that few players of his stature have ever attempted to climb. His loyalty to Pittsburgh is legendary, a bond forged over countless battles, championships, and a shared history that defines an era of hockey. To break that bond will require a seismic shift in his personal and professional calculus. Yet, the very fact that this conversation is happening speaks volumes about the current state of affairs in Pittsburgh. The Penguins have missed the playoffs for 3 consecutive seasons, a bitter pill for a franchise accustomed to perennial contention. For a player of Crosby's competitive fire, a man whose entire being is geared towards winning, this drought must sting. At 38 years old, the clock is ticking on his extraordinary career. While his play remains at an elite level, he just had another fantastic season. The window for hoisting another Stanley Cup is undeniably narrowing. His agent, Pat Brisson, recently echoed this sentiment, stating, "We want Sidney to make the playoffs every year. We want him to win 1 or 2 more cups." Brisson acknowledged that the constant speculation is a reality, directly linking it to the Penguins' recent struggles. Every year the team fails to reach the postseason, the whispers about Crosby's future will only intensify. It's a natural consequence of a legend's unyielding desire for ultimate glory. So, if the unthinkable were to happen, if Crosby were to signal a desire for a new challenge, why Montreal? What makes the Canadiens a potential destination on that very short list? The answer is multifaceted and deeply compelling. Firstly, the Canadiens possess the financial flexibility to make such a blockbuster deal work. With careful management and strategic moves, they could absorb Crosby's significant cap hit, a crucial factor in today's NHL. Beyond the financials, there's the burgeoning talent on the roster. Montreal is building something special, a young, exciting core led by dynamic talents like Nick Suzuki, Juraj Slavkovsky, and the highly anticipated rookie Ivan Demidov. Imagine Crosby, the ultimate hockey mentor and leader, joining this group. He wouldn't just be a star player. He would be the guiding force, the championship pedigree that could accelerate the development of these young stars and transform Canadiens into an immediate contender. He could be the final, gleaming piece of a puzzle that has been meticulously assembled. Then there are the intangible connections, the threads of history and identity that bind Crosby to Quebec. He has deep childhood ties to the province, having played his junior hockey in Rimouski, Quebec. He is, unequivocally, a Canadian icon, revered across the nation. The romanticism of him finishing his career in Canada, particularly in the storied hockey mecca Montreal, is a narrative too powerful to ignore. It would be a homecoming of sorts, a full-circle moment for a player who has transcended the sport. The idea of Sid the Kid in a Canadiens jersey, leading a new generation, is a story that practically writes itself, a marketing dream, and a cultural phenomenon waiting to happen. It's a perfect marriage of need, opportunity, and narrative, if it ever comes to pass. The implications of such a move would be nothing short of seismic. For the Canadiens, it would instantly elevate them from a promising young team to a legitimate contender. The impact on the locker room, the mentorship for players like Suzuki and Slavkovsky, the sheer star power and drawing ability Crosby would bring to the Bell Center. It's almost unfathomable. The city of Montreal, already passionate about hockey, would be set ablaze. Season ticket waiting lists would explode, merchandise sales would skyrocket, and the entire league would be forced to take notice. Crosby wouldn't just be joining a team, he'd be igniting a revolution. However, let's inject a dose of reality into this intoxicating fantasy. While Friedman's words offer glimmer hope, the path to Sidney Crosby in a Canadiens uniform is still fraught with immense obstacles. The biggest, as we've discussed, is Crosby himself. Until he explicitly states a desire to move on, the Penguins will not entertain the idea. His loyalty runs deep, and the emotional weight of leaving the only professional home he's ever known cannot be overstated. It's a decision that would shake the foundations of his legacy in Pittsburgh. While the idea of chasing another cup is powerful, so is a desire to finish what he started, to retire as a one-team legend. So where does that leave us? With a tantalizing what-if that has suddenly gained an unexpected, albeit still distant, plausibility. Elliotte Friedman has opened a door that many thought was permanently sealed, allowing us to peer into a future where Sidney Crosby, the face of a generation, could potentially wear the blue, Blanc et Rouge. It's a long shot, certainly. A dream that requires a constellation of unlikely events to align perfectly. But for the first time in a long time, that dream doesn't feel entirely impossible. It feels like a possibility, however remote, that we can now openly discuss, debate, and dare to hope for. The very discussion is exciting, a testament to the enduring allure of hockey's greatest stars and the unpredictable nature of the game we love. What do you think, Canadiens fans? Is this just a pipe dream? Or could Sidney Crosby truly find his way to Montreal? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you're as captivated by this possibility as we are, and subscribe to the channel for more exclusive Canadiens insights and analysis. We want to hear your thoughts on this monumental speculation.